And here now to talk more about this is another person who left their position with Heritage, Bryan Leib. Bryan, good to see you again. So tell us why you decided to leave the Heritage Foundation and the specific reason for it.
Tracy, good to be with you on this Sunday morning. It's very clear. Heritage Foundation and Kevin Roberts had an opportunity to speak out against what Tucker Carlson has been doing over the last year, whether it's platforming a known Nazi and Hitler admirer like Nick Fuentes or a whole host of other things. And instead of doing that, Kevin Roberts said, "I'll be better next time, and I apologize for what I did, but Tucker's my friend, and I'm not going to cancel Tucker." Listen, I and a lot of other task force members that have now resigned, and by the way, the entire task force has now severed ties with Heritage Foundation. But we stepped away because there has to be moral clarity. There has to be courage in standing up against the rot of anti-Semitism that is spreading amongst the Republican Party right now because of the picture you see on your screen right now with Tucker Carlson giving a platform to Nick Fuentes. There is no logical explanation as to why Tucker would think it's a good idea to platform a known Hitler admirer, Stalin admirer, and a full-blown modern-day Nazi. And by the way, Tracy, Heritage Foundation was sponsoring Tucker Carlson's podcast for well over a year. So they knew exactly what Tucker has been up to, and they have refused to speak out against Tucker. That's why I left, and that's why Heritage Foundation is finding themselves in the situation that they're in right now.
Yeah, and Bryan, at that internal meeting, Roberts took questions from Heritage staffers who slammed him for his initial response. Listen to this.
We also could have just said nothing at all. Instead, we managed to scrape together an initial response that, at best, was equal parts incoherent, unhelpful, and naive. At worst, as others have referenced, it was more akin to a masterclass in cowardice that ran cover for the most unhinged dregs of the far right.
Bryan, what do you think? I mean, do you agree that Roberts could have just said nothing at all, or that Heritage, should have said something, but was it the wrong thing?
Well, I think we all have to remember how this started, and it was Kevin Roberts that took a proactive approach, releasing a video last Thursday night, coming out swinging in support of his friend Tucker Carlson. No one really knows why he did that. There wasn't an enormous amount of pressure on Heritage Foundation to say anything about Tucker Carlson, but he proactively came out and did that. So he started this fire. And since then, Tracy, he's had just misstep after misstep. And, I want to make a really clear point here to the audience. Kevin Roberts has said now on several occasions that he didn't know what his friend Tucker Carlson has been doing for the last year. He didn't know who Nick Fuentes is. Now, listen. If I am a Michelin star chef, you better believe that I understand what's happening in the food industry. If I'm a 4-star general and I'm about to send my troops out to battle, I'm reading intelligence plans and I know who my enemy is. Are we really going to believe for half of a second when Kevin Roberts tells us that, oh, he doesn't watch the news, he just watches sports? He's the leader of the most influential conservative think tank in America. He is lying to all of us when he tells us that he didn't know what, again, his friend Tucker has been up to for the last year. So I've been very clear about this. I'm not looking to cancel Kevin. I wish him all the best, but he's made horrible decisions here and he needs to step away. And if he's not going to step away, the Heritage Foundation needs to fire him and they need to move on because they are in a downward spiral right now. I was with a bunch of Heritage Foundation employees just this week in Washington. They have no idea what the future of their foundation looks like right now. And it's very simple. It's because Kevin Roberts refuses to condemn Tucker Carlson. It's a really big problem right now.
Yeah, we got to leave it right there. But Bryan, thank you so much for coming on and speaking to us about this. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tracy.